My name is Justin. I'm still in the Marine Corps Reserve, and I'm a major in the reserves. I deployed to Iraq in the summer and fall of 2006, and I was injured on October 18th, 2006. I was shot by a sniper. We have been in a convoy, and we got out. We were on just a routine combat patrol and trying to. We knew there was a sniper in the area, and we were just surveying the area, and he shot me behind my left ear. I went down immediately. In fact, the other Marines around me thought I was dead. I'm only here because a young Navy corpsman showed amazing courage under fire and saved my life. I woke up a couple weeks later at the hospital in Bethesda. Once I realized where I was, I had incredible survivor's guilt because I was a team leader. I was responsible for 8 Marines. So it was a small team, and I felt terrible that I was back in America and they were there in Iraq. I know it's odd. Survivor's guilt is it's a weird phenomenon, and frankly, of course, my Marines did just fine without me there. They were able to do everything they needed to do. They probably felt worse about me being injured than I did. I just wanted to get back there and be with them back in Iraq. The recovery's been a long time effort. I've had, I don't know, somewhere between 20 and 25 surgeries. Although we were very fortunate in my recovery and all that, still, it's not like I didn't have dark days and didn't have issues. And so I would overreact to things. Like many other veterans, I still don't like being in crowds. I still don't like loud noises. 4th of July is out of question, stuff like that. But on a more personal level, I had a much shorter temper. I would get angry quicker and say a lot of things that normally I wouldn't say and don't say anymore, but act, pretty mean. So the signs were definitely there. If I was just driving in a car and something would trigger a memory, and maybe I would start crying or I'd feel emotional, and I just didn't understand why that was going on. I thought, that was 5 years ago. That was 4 years ago. Why am I still feeling this way? I consider myself well educated. I have plenty of education, but still I didn't understand why my body was doing this. And so I wanted to get an understanding of what was going on, just so on a daily basis, if I encountered that, I would know how to deal with it. So I was also looking to identify the triggers and then what some techniques I could use when I could feel that happening inside me, as well as I need a good outlet for these things so my body could deal with them in a healthy manner instead of keeping them bottled up inside. I do have a rating of post-traumatic stress disorder. I was diagnosed pretty early on when I first had my VA compensation analysis. That was probably within a year of being injured. We knew it, maybe even within 6 months. Since then, I've gone to a fair amount of counseling, and I'm currently in counseling now. Even though it's been over 5 years, it's very helpful. I thought, this is crazy not to take advantage and get free counseling and help fix myself. So now I go every 2 weeks. Frankly, I truly believe that asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness, because it's easy not to ask for help. It's easy to self-medicate, but it's hard in our society, which kind of teaches us, especially in the military, to keep quiet about your weaknesses. You don't want to scout on yourself. So I consider it a sign of strength, and I was proud of myself for doing that. I'm proud of every returning veteran or service member who goes and asks for that help. I know it's a tough first step, but you owe it to yourself and your family to do that.